Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the preacher. Okay. Wow, guys. Wow, wow, wow. My life is changing so much. Like from the inside and on the outside. It is changing. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I welcome the changes. I welcome it. You know, I'll admit I've been a little intimidated, for some years now. I've been intimidated into myself, just focusing on me and my kids kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, of course. But now I'm at the point, guys, where I feel safe with myself, you know. And I was on the phone last night with a gentleman, and he was like, okay, well, it's good that you're happy with yourself and you're all into your kids and grandkids. But, like, what about you? Like, you know, you don't want to be alone, do you? And I'm like, alone? I don't, I don't feel alone. And I don't consider myself alone. I have me. I have me. And then I have two daughters and I have eight grandchildren. And I'm giving myself until age 62 to accomplish certain things. And that's not a lot of time. And he's like, well, I mean, you could live until you're 80. And I'm like, that's wonderful. But I'm still giving myself until 62 to accomplish certain things, even if I live to 80. And I don't have a problem with living until I'm 80 as a solo woman. I'm okay with have put in 32 years of legal marriage. And I'm okay with having friends from here on out, non sexual friends, period. I'm okay with it. I prayed for that. You know what I mean? And Most High, you know, granted the prayer. And there will be people who will not understand. And that is okay. That is okay. I've been practicing for many years as a nudist. I'm a nudist. I know how to go to these, you know, resorts with other nudists, walking around butt naked in the sun, in and out of hot tubs, in and out of the pool. They have bars, little yeah, bars, on the sites and uh the place that I go to in Jamaica, Hito. They even have a beach. So there's places for my lifestyle as a nudist. And I'm able to be around lots of naked people without having sex with anybody, you know? And I don't care if people like my body or not. I don't care, you know? It doesn't bother me one way or the other because I'm the one responsible for this body, you know? This body has a soul that requires maintenance and care. This body has a spirit, you know. This body has emotions and This body has thoughts, so I am responsible for myself at minimum. But in my case, I have two daughters and eight grandchildren. We are 11 strong. It is not just me. It's not. So I am never alone, ever, ever, never alone. As long as I exist, I am not alone. And then I happen to have children and grandchildren. So I am especially not alone. And I'm not the kind of woman who believe nor feel that being with or without a man is an indication that I'm alone or not. Not me, you know. Now, other people may feel that way, and that's okay. The gentleman that I was speaking to, you know, he's an older gentleman, never legally married. To me, he's been married, a couple times in his past, to me. But he doesn't claim ever being married and having children. So, in his mind, I'm old enough now where, I'm ready to settle down and be married. And I'm like, well, good luck. Well, don't you want to be married? No, you don't want to be alone, do you? I'm like, I've been married and I'm never alone. I have me. Well, yeah, I understand that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know exactly what you're saying. But I've learned through experience that being legally married to someone does not avoid being alone. That's not a way to avoid being alone. Settling down with someone, so to speak, because people can become unsettled. People can change their mind. And I no longer want to invest in those type of relationships where a person can just change their mind and pretend as though what we've had for the past whatever many years no longer matter. I no longer want to invest in those type of relationships. That's just me. And I'm not alone because I have made this choice. I have myself. And I love me, guys. I love me. I love to cook for me. I love to relax in the hot tub as often as I can at the gym. I love to go in the steam room. I love my hair. I love my skin. Um, you know, I take very good care of myself, you know, and I'm always looking for opportunities to, have insurance and secure myself and then I'm making sure that I leave an inheritance for my children because they come from me. They are an extension of me, the offspring from me. And then I have grandchildren, and there's eight of them so far. So, hey, I am like unlimited. I am an unlimited source. I am never alone, basically, unless I choose to be, and I'm meeting new people, you know, and because I have taken sex out of my life, sex with other people out of my life, um, I can just love people and enjoy their company. It doesn't matter their age, you know, you know. So far, my friends range from age 19 writing me love songs all the way to, you know, 60, 70-year olds, you know. I have a huge range of friends and people that I can interact with because I take sex off the table. Now I'm for everybody, you know. And the reason why take sex off the table because I associate sex with marriage. I do. And that's something I can't separate myself from. I can't separate myself from that feeling, from that mindset. So I do not want to be legally married to anyone anymore. That's gone, you know. Now, if a billionaire happened to come by and just need to be able to legally marry someone to transfer their funds, well, I mean, so be it. I'm open to that. But anything outside of that, I served 32 years of that already. There is just no motivation to be legally married unless someone just want to make me a billionaire through legal marriage. Other than that, I mean, I just don't need to do it again, you know? And then we live in a world where men don't really take marriage serious unless it's legal, you know. I don't require legal marriage to consider a person my husband. I don't, you know. It is what it is. But it's not common to find a man that's willing to be legally committed in business, legally committed in housing, and in other ways outside of legal marriage to express the commitment. That's a challenge at my age, at least for me. I don't want to put the energy or effort into convincing anyone or teaching them that it's an option. It's me. I'll put it on me. I don't want to put the energy into that. So I'm best being solo because I have 10 people to set up. By the time I'm 62, I want each of my 10 children and grandchildren to be millionaires. I don't even have to be one. I just want them to be one, you know? Now, if I happen to be one, great, you know? But it's not a personal goal. It is not a personal goal for me to be a millionaire. But I like making other people be millionaires. I like helping other people be rich, wealthy for generations to come. I like that. Even if I don't do it for me or if no one does it for me, I'm okay with it. I still get pleasure out of making stars out of other people. I like to scout talent and encourage people to go further, go, you know. Yeah. I like to show people that they can do it, you know? So, yeah, I've had people do that for me throughout my life, encourage me, you know, and I like to do it for other people. I would love to get paid for it. I would, you know, but if not, hey, I've been doing it free my whole life. I'm not going to stop now, you know. All right, guys. So, yeah, I like being solo and I like having the ability to care for myself. Mm, I like knowing. what I need for me and providing it. I like it. I like providing for me. I like the decisions I make in my life. I like my financial sense. You know, it may not make sense to anybody else, you know, and that's fine. But I really do like my financial sense, you know. I like my, ability to navigate the best I stand, you know, the best I can where I stand, basically. Yeah. I do the best I can where I stand. And I try not to stand outside of my bloodline. You know, my bloodline includes myself, my children and grandchildren. And right now I have a grandson that's, well, he was born in July. So, he's several months old now. But he came super early. He came super early, but, you know, he's Seth, baby number 8, Seth. So I'm no stronger than Seth. I will never stand outside of his strength, you know. And once he's a millionaire, before I'm 62, then yeah, then maybe I'll work on myself, you know. So that's just a goal, you know. And I just don't see being married to anyone legally that will help me achieve that goal. And I don't want any distractions. I believe in generational wealth. I believe in it. I believe in it. I believe in generational wealth. I believe in leaving an inheritance, not only in the natural, but spiritually. My children know who I am and what I stand for, not only because I speak it, but because I live it in front of them. You know, they know how hard I go for them in the paint. They know when I'm going to rebound. They know. My kids know how hard I go. My grandkids, too. They're learning, they feeling it. And I love them and parent them with passion and purpose. And I parent them individually and collectively. At this point in my life, having a partner would weigh me down, would be a distraction. I have $10 million. I need $10 million. I don't see anybody helping me do that. This is a solo act. This is a solo act. I'm thankful to have the liberty right now, the freedom, the option, the thoughts, you know, to even pursue this. Some people get this excited destroying other people. I get this excited lifting other people up. My preference is to lift up people's positive talents. You know, I like showing people off when they're, doing and looking their best, you know. But some people refuse to cooperate. And, and that's fine. And in some cases, you know, that's it. But then there are rare situations where, okay, if I can't display your good side, then I'm going to have to display your bad. I'm going to have to. I can't tell my story without mentioning you. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people are that significant in your life where you can't even tell your story without referencing them. And if they've hijacked or hidden their good side from you, they didn't, really show you their good side. They didn't really, invest that in you. And all you really got was the short end of the stick in their life. Well, then that's all you have to report on, really, whether fortunate or unfortunate. That's just how life goes. Some people leave so much goodness with you, even at the time of ending or departure. They leave so much goodness with you. Even the bad things, are not really that spoken of. I mean, you might speak about it, but it's not the highlight of the experience. Then some people, you know, the good experiences were so far and few between, or had to be like almost overly earned, or, almost you have to almost beg for the good times. You know what I'm saying? And the bad was just so like bad, you know. Well, that's what you have to report out on. When people withhold their good side for whatever reasons, they have their reasons, they're giving it to somebody else, or they just, don't feel you're worthy, or they don't feel they're worthy, or whatever the case is. There could be good reasons or bad reasons for people withholding themselves, you know, the good parts of them anyway, from you, from me, from us. So, but yeah, I have no regrets at this point. At this point, I have felt that way at times, yeah. Felt so dumb, stupid, foolish, all that intense stuff, yes. And I have expressed it. Trust and believe, yes. I can express it now. I can express it now because I didn't have the luxury to express it the way I needed to during the time I was going through different traumas in my life, ranging from childhood throughout marriages. So, because I did not have the luxury to express or communicate all that I needed to the way that I needed to, now I do. It's like after the fact, way after the fact, but finally I can express it. I'm a good actress, you know. I can anyway. I can be a good actress. I can think on something and come up with a range of emotions and feelings and thoughts and you know and communicate it through dance, um, speaking, storytelling. So many ways and forms. You know, journaling. I'm very expressive, and I can even express other people's feelings. In fact, I tend to do that. You know, I can be around a person and then I can pretty much start saying what they're thinking. I'm saying their thoughts out loud. Or I can act out what they're saying. Or I can finish their sentences or, finish their story or, you know what I mean? Just weird stuff like that. You may do it too, so you know what I mean. So, yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm obligated to treat everyone as well as I treat myself, as long as I'm with them. As long as we are in some type of relationship, I am obligated within myself, my core self, scripturally speaking. Somewhere in the book of Mark, I think Mark chapter 30, somewhere in there, you know, I am obligated to treat others as well as I treat myself. And that may include as bad as I treat myself. I may treat you as well and as bad as I treat myself. You know, people leave the bad part out. So I have to treat you within the same range that I treat my own self, within the same range, whether good or bad, you know. So, for example, as you get to know a person, you know their bad side. You learn their bad side, and you know what's normal, what's a normal bad for them. Just like you know their good side, and you know what their normal good is. So if they step out of the normal of good or their normal bad, you'll be like, wait, she don't normally act like that. When she get upset, she's quiet and may not talk to me for a week. But for her to get upset and be yelling and screaming, whoa, that's not the normal bad. That ain't her. That ain't the bag she come out of. Mm-mm. She the quiet person. She ain't gonna talk to you for a week. But she up here yelling at somebody about the fight. This not normal. You know what I mean? There's a normal bad, if that makes sense. So let's say your student, your child, normally get B's all the time, and B's are good grades. B's are good grades. But all of a sudden they're getting A's out of the blue. And you're like, whoa. I mean, getting A's is a good thing. You don't want to complain, but you still kind of want to know, well, what changed? How did you go from A to a B to an A? You just want to ask. Are you studying a little more, or do you have a tutor, or, what is contributing to the change? Whether good or bad, you know what's normal for a person, you know. So I'm at the point in my life now where I gave all my husbands, whether legal, the two legal ones, or the ones before or after the legal husbands, anyone that we connected as spouses, we cared about each other, we looked out for each other, we had plans together, you know, our plans, like I wouldn't have made this choice had we not agreed on this, that, and the other, or you wouldn't have made that choice had, that kind of thing. Those are like vows, you know. So anyway, so far I calculate. I'm a type of Samaritan woman, y'all, okay? I'm a Samaritan type of woman, okay? Two legal husbands, and then five that were not legal in my lifetime. I'm 55 years old, and in my lifetime, I've had, to me, seven major husbands. Seven major husbands so far. Now, have I dated you know, and considered other people, important to me, special, and all of that? Yeah, I've had other people, but they were usually connected to the major people. Like those people would not have ever existed had the major people not, invited them, if you know what I'm saying, you know? So that's why I call it major relationships and minor relationships, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, but I also see in um, my life path number is two. I have a life path number of two, which means that I'm supposed to be in partnership. I'm supposed to be in union. That is one of my purposes, you know, callings, if you will, is to be in relationship and partnership. But like I said, legally, I put in 32 years. But since age 5, you know what I mean? Since age 5, um, men have had access to me. Males, males have had access to me since age 5, guys. To me, that counts. Just because things weren't legal or weren't my choice, at 5, you can't really consent to anything like that. But it's still on my record, So yeah, I'm 55, but males have had access to me consistently since age 5. So I spent 50 years sharing my body with men, males, boys, whether it was my choice or not, consent or not, or whatever. Even forced to raise them and everything. So, hey, I'm taking a break. Most High has approved my break. I prayed and said, Lord, please take this desire away and allow me to focus on my kids. I have 8 grandsons. Let that count for something. You know, they got to count for something. Making sure that they learn how to date, making sure they learn how to, work, making sure they learn how to learn how to learn, you know. encouraging them to have positive relationships with their fathers. You know, my grandsons, thank the Lord, they have, fathers in their lives, I'm encouraging those relationships, you know, speaking positive about their mother, allowing them to express themselves. But I speak positive about their mother, but I allow them to express themselves and encourage them to have good relationships with their fathers. Period. That's my experience with my kids, and that's how I grew up, basically, on many levels. So, yeah, I no longer feel foolish for giving my all to people, even when they can't, won't, or whatever, you know, treat me the way they treat themselves. I can look at a person and see how well they treat themselves. And I can look at a person and see how bad they treat themselves. And I can discern if I'm being treated that way or are they treating me much worse than they normally treat themselves, you know. And then I usually don't let nobody treat me better than they treat themselves. I wouldn't even allow that. I don't even think it's possible, number one. But if I felt like somebody was, attempting to do that, I wouldn't allow it. It's not in within me to do so, you know. But, I'm very, very cautious equally as to not letting people uh, tr- treat me worse than they treat their own self. Oh, no, come on. Mm-mm. If I allow that, it will only be to make sure some children are benefiting. I would sacrifice myself in that scenario only to benefit children, you know. And once the kids are safe, boom, then that's it. That's it. Oh, yeah. There's always a cutoff date for being treated bad. Always. 100%. So I don't feel bad anymore. I don't feel foolish. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for me to anymore because regardless to how other people treat me, regardless, I am obligated. I have a vow to Most High, to the Lord, to treat people within the range that I treat myself because Most High is the one that measures to me. He measures to me my faith. He measures to me the love that he gives me. He measures to me anything that I have to share with anybody else. He's the one that measures it. And I believe and trust him that he measures out the right amount for myself and others. So even if other people do not appear to appreciate what I'm sharing, you know what I mean? Well, I trust that Most High measured me out the right way. And he made me, designed me to be very expressive. I communicate in multiple ways. I can perform in multiple ways. So there are limited reasons why a person cannot perform back to me within their range according to whatever Most High measured to them. I'm just saying, if that makes sense at all. All right, guys. So, yeah, I did go through my phase where I felt like a damn fool, you know, 100. But I'm past that now. I was supposed to give my full range to any and all people that I interact with, you know, based on the relationship we have, the agreements we have, the vibe we make, kind of thing. I'm going to bring it all or none, all or none. Either a person and I are all in or we are all out, period. That's just how I am. And I'm patient. I don't just end relationships overnight normally. You know, I let things play out fully, you know. And sometimes I will pause a relationship because maybe I'm not sure what's going on. And I may need some time to, you know, let the air clear so things are obvious, you know. Yeah, but I'm never alone. I don't fear being alone, you know. I have myself, and within me is Most High, is my husband, okay? And my spiritual team is huge. I mean, like, you know, and in the natural realm, I know of a lot of people. I just don't have relationships with these people right now. It may never again, and I'm good with that. I am good with it. It feels good to just finally, finally focus on me. Finally focus on my kids, my grandkids. It's a lot of us. I am not bored at all, especially with a 31-year-old woman, my daughter, my baby girl, my baby girl living here, never married, so to speak, you know, legally anyway. Never had any kids, so to speak, you know, at least not naturally, but in her heart, she has a child. And then I have my 6-year-old grandson running around here. You know what I mean? So I don't know what people mean by being alone. I can't comprehend that. I don't even know what that means. So, you know, I know what it feels like to be abandoned. You know, abandonment means that you're supposed to be with people, but for, manipulative reasons or unjust reasons, you're forced out, you know. Some people just have very forceful tendencies about them. Their nature is just forceful. Mm, mm. So, I've learned to stay to myself at this point, at least until I'm 62. I want to be solo. I want to need to desire to be solo, and at least until I'm 62, until each of my kids and grandkids are millionaires. They may not have money in their pockets walking around the street. this money will be invested. You know what I mean, guys? So there's no reason to be setting us up to rob us or anything because, we ain't got it like that. you know. My exes, they're all doing just fine, in their lives. They're doing great, living their best lives, being with who they want to be with, driving better than we are and eating better than we are. Trust and believe. So it's our turn now. It's our turn for me to put that amount of energy into us. I gave it to other people, significant people, not just any people, significant people, you know. But now it's time for me to, whatever little juice is left in me, to give it to my kids and grandkids you know, where it benefit us. And to me, that's not being alone. And that's sure as heck not being lonely, you know. At least to me, you know, maybe other people see it different and that's okay. But right now, I can't see it that way. I don't and can and won't and whatever. It's not in me to. I've come out of that stage. I was there, very fearful, but I've come through that storm. And now I find power and strength and solitude in my solo stage. You know, this stage of life is precious to me. And I'm guarding it, you know, with everything I have. I owe it to myself and my children and grandchildren to carve out time in my life just for us. We deserve it. We earned it. Because I've invested in so many other people. I mean, just too many other people. You know what I'm saying? Almost. Now, this is our time to shine. And I'm willing to have lots of friends. I can have unlimited friends. Now that I'm not legally married to anybody, now that I'm not claiming nobody, and ain't nobody claiming me like that, my legs are closed. I can pretzel fold my legs. Pretzel fold my legs, okay? Shoot. They are sealed because ain't nobody claiming this but me and Most High. That's it. Me and Most High. It's our stuff. And there's a lot of people that say, don't nobody want that old stanky stuff. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Good. So that just makes it easier, you know. But I do have a lot of people out there who want to be friends now, and I'm open to it. It's not that it's ever been other people. It's been me. But so now that I'm, open now, you know, I'm, you know, I'm moving forward in so many ways, and I understand that there will be people who will attempt to be what they consider more than friends. To me, more than friends is a husband, and if you're not talking husband language, then then we're just friends. We can hang out. There's a wide range of friends that I have. I have church type of friends, all the way to nudist type friends. Yeah. So there's no limitations on me. I'm living my best life out here, y'all. I'm learning to, opening myself up to it. And I've had practice during my marriage before I got thrown out here to be solo. I practiced being around a lot of different people from all type of social, different type of social backgrounds, class backgrounds, you know, just, just people all over the world. I got my practice in. And so now that I'm solo, I know how to protect myself. I know how to have boundaries now, you know. And I'm glad I practiced before the marriage actually ended. Before, I'm glad I wasn't out here learning the stuff that I had to learn while I was broke, you know what I mean? And abandoned, and that would have been, that would have been a mess. Who, the learning curve would have just been too huge. No one can afford that kind of eternal deficit. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, but yeah, so whew, I know how to pace myself in this world. I know how to pace the good side of my life and the evil side of my life. You got to navigate it. Where when it's all said and done and calculated, you know, shake and baked, you come out on top winning some kind of way or another. Oh, yeah. So my van that basically froze to death while I was driving, it is like -5 degrees. It's -5 degrees in Michigan right now. -5 degrees. My Lord. So, yeah, cars are freezing up and not starting, and, things like that here. hmm If you're outside for too long, your fingertips, will feel numb, toes and things. Got to be careful. I'm thankful to have a home and to be indoors. I'm thankful, very thankful. I have no complaints. My complaining days are winding up. The complaining days are winding up, guys. But the current events in the world are very interesting. Very interesting. The current events, they're fun. When I was, in elementary school, current events was a big deal, especially when I went to a Catholic school for a little while, and that particular teacher, current events was like huge to her. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening. I appreciate your support. I hope that I'm a blessing to someone just by sharing my stories. Click like, share my videos, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm not monetized anywhere on social media at all. So if you'd like to be a blessing to me as well, and to send a love offering, a donation to my ministry, this channel, my PayPal and my Cash App are $ Dr. Leisha THE, the Preacher. All right, guys, be blessed. Bye.